About this arraignment today?
So, pretty procedurally boring, right? It's what we do, come in and plead not guilty. There were some additional charges that my client had been indicted for but not yet arrested for. We're going to handle that too. It's, again, it's just some more of the sort of checking boxes of the court system and getting this thing underway. What was important for me today was to express that we want to get underway. We don't want to delay unnecessarily. We want to move forward.
You made an interesting request in there that this has been trying of spirit to your client. Can you explain that?
So I know that there's a feeling in the community that my client's some kind of monster. He's a human being, and he remains a human being. And we don't believe in torturing people. We don't believe in pretrial punishment in the sense that unless and until he's proven guilty, he's innocent. And I know that that's a difficult thing to comprehend, but he doesn't deserve to be punished prior to being found guilty. And having him in a cell 24 hours a day where he doesn't have the freedom to shower, to brush his teeth, to make a phone call, to go outside, that's not okay. That would rob him of the ability to participate in his defense, even if that defense is pleading to the case, right? Even if it's owning up and taking responsibility, he has to do that in a clear mind and without a broken spirit. And so it's important for him to be taken care of while he's incarcerated.
And the judge said he would make that request to the Elaine Hunt?
He did. He said, look, at the end of the day, in order for the judge to order that, I'd have to be a little more formal in my request. But he's going to make that request to Elaine Hunt to sort of adjust the way that he's being held.
Can you talk about why the previous attorney wanted out?
You'll have to talk to David Borland about that. The previous attorney's an excellent attorney. He's been an attorney for a whole lot longer than I have been. I think in the end of the day, it was just a disagreement between he and his client, and I think that's in the public filing.
Obviously, can you explain why you decided you wanted to take on this case?
I was hired to do so. I mean, I am a criminal defense attorney, and I firmly believe that everyone deserves a right to defense, a skilled and aggressive defense, and that's why I'm here, right? I don't believe I get to pick and choose the cases I take. I don't believe that I get to refuse. I'm just not into, I'm not taking that case because it's really hard. Look, this is a steep mountain. We're at the bottom of a steep mountain to climb. This is a difficult case. There's no question about it. But this human being deserves a voice of some kind. Just like the victims deserve a voice, just like the community deserves a voice, so does he. We can't rob him of that, right? The Constitution provides that to him, and I'm here to make sure that that happens.
And you said that you went yesterday and spoke to your client. I guess, can you tell us anything as far as, is there anything he wants to say to?
You bet, you bet. In fact, there are two significant things he wants to say. What you've seen in the news is not accurate, okay? And that's normal, right? We tend to see things and we take them on their face, right? We take things at face value. Oh my God, look at this picture. This looks like X, Y, or Z. My client has been steadfastly denial that he put any biological fluid in any piece of food or anything that anyone consumed under any circumstances ever, period.
Despite pictures and videos possibly showing it?
Well, there's no video showing that, but if there's a picture showing it, his point is, look, terrible, ridiculous, inappropriate joking. But there's absolutely no time that I ever did that, period, 100%.
What about the...
But he wants the community to know that. He's like, look, I know maybe I did terrible things. I don't know. Maybe there's some really bad stuff going on here.
What about allegations of child rape?
Absolutely, unquestionably not the case.
What else
about
does
the
he want to say? Because you were on a point to where there are things he wants to say. What else does he want to say?
It's important for him. Listen, we're here to seek the truth and find out what happened. That's what we want. We want to know what actually occurred here. Right? That's what everybody wants, right? My client included.
So is it y'all's position that this whole thing is a big witch hunt by the Attorney General's office?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There is video evidence, okay? There's some evidence out there. I haven't seen it yet. I've been told, and I trust the people who've told me, okay? I'm not telling you that my client is being wrongly accused and it's a witch hunt, he's in jail. That's not the case. Not even close. What we want to know is the truth. What's important here is the truth of what's gone on. And if there's some things that my client eventually wants to take responsibility for and wants to stand up, that's a possibility, right? That's part of what we do. And if he wants to do that, then let's do that. But let's do it for what's true, what's actually occurred. Not fantastic things, not incredible stories that make great news, none of that. Let's talk about what's actually occurred here. And it's important, right? It's important that we get to the truth here. And so before we make some kind of final analysis or make some kind of final judgment here, we should understand what's happening. We should get what's really going on. And we're going to get to that in this case, I assure you.
You're pointing the finger at the news. Majority of reporters get their information from what is filed in court. Wait, let me ask my question. Majority of people are getting what's filed documents. What do you say to that mother who filed a suit that her child ate contaminated cupcakes twice?
She absolutely has a right to do that, and she has a right to know the truth. Unbelievable. I mean, 100%. She's got a right to do that. I have 6 children. I would protect them all in the very same way. I'm not saying that. I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. What I'm saying is the system is designed so that the state becomes very adversarial and puts forward all of the charges they think they can prove.
So again, Dennis is just saying this was all a joke and he never contaminated cupcakes or sweets with semen.
100% the case. Never contaminated any piece of food of any kind with any biological fluid.
And so Dennis Perkins is remaining and saying everything was a joke, or just that?
I'm going to comment on that particular issue because it's such a public health issue and it's such an issue that in the community that is so outrageous. He wanted to be sure that I said to you that that's not the case, okay?
So what is his demeanor like in jail when you met with him?
He's struggling. He's embarrassed. He's heartbroken that he perhaps has participated in some of these things that are something he never would have ever wanted to do, right? And so as this case develops and we see the evidence here, we see what's going on, we get a real sense about what's happening, I think that the truth will come out, right? That there may have been some bad behavior, right? There may have been some really poor choices, but it's not nearly what is the first impression, okay? And then look, that's why we have jury trials. That's why people are found not guilty. That's why we have acquittals. Because everything that's charged by the state is not always the way that it is. And so that's what we're here for. We're here to let's get to the bottom of this. Let's see what's really going on. Let's see what the state has evidence that they can prove in a court of law, because that's the best truth-telling device we have in our society.
You said, so in court there were the 3 additional charges. Your client pleaded not guilty. What are those charges?
I think that'll be in the public record. You can see that.
Okay. So March 6th. That's the next day. What is going to happen that day?
So prior to March 6th, we've been told that we're going to receive discovery in the beginning of January, paper discovery. Any videos that exist, any pictures that exist are considered contraband, so the defense will never have control over those, will never have possession of those. We have to go and watch those at the Attorney General's office. They maintain control. We'll do that hopefully before the end of January, early February, and that'll give us an opportunity to file motions relative to that evidence for the March hearing.
What does your client's wife's filing for divorce mean for the case moving forward?
No idea. I can't comment on her behavior or what her thinking is or any of that.
Any response from Dennis Perkins to the alleged victims and their families?
I think at this point he wants to be sure to tell you that the biological fluid thing is grossly overstated and not true. And other than that, beyond that, I think that we'll wait to see what the evidence is. But he thinks that's important, right? He wanted me to, he was really adamant about, please say this. I mean, please tell them this. And I agree with him. If that's not true, we want people to know, hey, look, that's not true. Don't worry about this. It's not, because that did not happen.
Anything else, sir?
That's it.
Thank you, Jarrett.
Thank you.
you.
Okay, we're